But when I grabbed my coffee this morning and went over to the couch, I said half an hour, 45 minutes, I'll give this game a try. 2.5 hours later, I'm still grinding it, and I gotta tell you, this thing is actually a lot of fun. Go Muffin is a cozy fantasy MMORPG with idle gameplay designed for mobile players. Players can enjoy a relaxing leveling experience and thrilling dungeon fight with the option to switch between manual and auto battle. Party Dungeon allows 4 or 6 players to cooperate and slay the dragon through clever cooperation among different professions. Now, if this is something you want to get into right away, I'm going to have a download link in the pinned comment and also inside the description. But you might want to stick around because we got some codes to give away to give you a little bit extra of a boost. And if you're somebody that's all about graphics, these cutscenes are next level. Jumping right into this, you'll see 5 different classes you can choose from: Swordbearer, Acolyte, Shadowlash, Scholar, and Wayfarer. Now, as much as I was gonna go and click on that Scholar there because I love my elemental damage, I figured I better go for the Swordbearer and the fact that this is the most popular class and I better learn the game a little bit. But probably one of the most exciting things that's happening right now is they just released the 3rd class change. Each one of these is gonna make you so much stronger. We'll get into that in a little bit, but first, let's show you what this game is actually all about. The way this is going to work is our character is going to work its way through the map battling these enemies. And as we said in the beginning, you have the option to switch between auto mode and manual mode. Now manual, you will have to finger press on all those skills there when the cooldown is up, but I highly suggest you throw it on auto in the fact that there's a ton of things you can do while you're battling. You'll find after every one of these battles, you're gonna get a good amount of stuff, and that's where we have our stash over here. We can go and upgrade our weapons, enhance our weapons, and even re-roll the stats of them. So one of the things I like about this is you can play with your friends, but in a situation where they're not around, you can add yourself a companion. And this is something you always want to make sure you do. I like to have an Acolyte on there, and the fact that I want to make sure I'm getting healed when I'm dealing out those big numbers. If an Acolyte companion is not one for you, you can go in, pick which one of the 5 you want to have, and definitely build around that. I suggest you test them all out, see what really works for you. One of the other things I like is if you are stuck on a map and let's say you're not a high enough level to advance, the quicker you beat the enemies, the more experience you'll get. Based by 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star will change your experience gain by 5%, 10%, or even 15%. So in a situation where you farm some of the better gear in the game, this is going to give you an advantage to make sure you're leveling up even faster. As you're going through and defeating these enemies, you'll fill a boss meter over on the right-hand side. When that fills up, you can jump right to it and start attacking to advance even further. But I'd say hang out on that because you're going to want to make sure that your skills are all set properly so you're doing the maximum amount of damage. There is 3 different types of skills from core, tactical, passive, and each one of these skills has its own sub-skill on them like single target, damage, AoE, shield. There's plenty of them in there to go and switch things up. Now these skills we can level up or we can even star them up to get a huge increase to our overall stats. So we have our gear, we have our skills, but we also have a talent tree. And what I really like about this is we can set up more than one for different builds. So if you're not liking the way you're performing, simply go over there, click on that, you're now running a totally different build. Just like we can switch between our talents, we can also switch between our skills through the presets. And don't worry, if you're not smart enough to go and plan these out yourself, there's tons of people putting their best builds out there. So you can just simply copy that, bring it in, and see how well it's gonna work for you. Now, as you can see, I still have a lot of stuff I can unlock, like the artifacts, the Rider League, but let's talk about these class changes. So my Swordbearer, the core skill on this is Thunder Thrust. You can see it's pretty much an all-around skill. But you can see once I take it to CC1, now I'm going to get this Shield Slam, which looks absolutely insane. But like I said, one of the newest things we have is now CC2 with this Dimensional Slash. This is something I'm going to be chasing after. But that's not all, because every single one of these classes has a new class change. Now the Acolyte here, which would normally have this Holy Radiance, which would go and have an attack and also heal your allies, is now going to get this Shadow Lash. And now the Acolyte's gonna have these tentacles, which will help assist you in the attack. But like I said, it gets better than that. Now at CC2, we're gonna be getting a Twin Flame, which is going to pretty much burn anything it sees on the screen. The Shadow Lash, which normally has this cross slash here, which is pretty much going to be battling with these blades, will now have this serrated dart, which is going to be pretty much these things spinning out of control. But at their ultimate state, Shadow Form 1, I probably should have switched over to this one because this thing looks pretty cool. But maybe I should take that back, because that Scholar I was thinking about gonna start off with Fireballs, then go into an Ice skill, and then finally the final form will be this crazy Lightning skill. Oh, and each one of these will get a different name change like Scholar, Sorcerer, Archmage, and they will get a physical different appearance, so if you see one of those ones out there, might be something you want to stay away from. And last but not least, we have the Wayfarer. This is going to be an archer style one with natural abilities. So starting off with this Gust Arrow, which is going to use the power of wind and rain down arrows, that'll then turn into Hawk Arrow, which will give you these elemental birds. And then you can see this focus shot here will have an elemental freeze to it with a huge AoE. The best part about this all is with all 5 of these, you don't have to just stick to one. You can create more than one account and test them all out, see which one you like the best without losing the progress of the other one. Oh, and did I mention that after that 3rd class change, a new skill pool will be unlocked, offering additional talent options and providing a more diverse growth path. But either way, with the increased combat power and a new appearance, that 3rd class change is something that I'm going to be grinding after. There is also guilds inside the game, which I highly suggest you join up on one of these. Just watering this tree every day, doing some guild quests will get you currency to go and allow you to buy stuff inside the guild shop. Some of this stuff is locked out based by the level of your guild, so you want to make sure you find one that's at least active and pushing forward on these quests, because getting some of this stuff in the later game will definitely help you advance. If for some reason you do have to go to work or go to bed and can't play the game, logging back in, you'll be getting some AFK rewards. Just another nice little thing to keep the grind going. The thing I probably like the most is the rifts, and when I want to go up against this Ruined Guardian here, I don't need to sit here and watch this matchmaking screen. I can go back over on the Journey tab, play the game as normal, fight the bosses, and when it finds a party, I'll get notified, I can jump right in and start getting some of this gear that I've been chasing after. You can see there's also plenty of other things in there too, from the dragon to the trials. Depending on how far your progress in the game will allow you to have a chance of playing these. Another nice thing is there is a ton of events in this. So if you head over to your camp, you can see a list of them here. One thing to keep in mind though is keep an eye on that mailbox. Seems like every few minutes I got a new letter coming in, and that's going to give me a bunch more goodies to go and upgrade my stuff. Inside here we can also pull new skills with these interpret tickets. There is a boutique if you want to take your chance at a new look. Tons of cosmetics in this. I was actually surprised of how many different things there are for this game being so new. We also have this hamster shop over here, plenty of things to buy in that, but then also the Path of Heroes, depending on your progress in the game, just one more way to get some free stuff to help you get further. In the events, you can see there's a collaboration going on with Bugcat right now, a bunch of stuff around that. Probably one of the things that I like playing though is this fishing event. Now this one may not look too crazy to you, but I promise you it's a lot of fun. So 4 players out there, 5 pools, and you have to select one of the pools based by how many fish are in there. Clearly, everybody will want to go for the one with more fish, but if 2 of you choose the same pool, well, then you get no fish at all. So this is going to be one of those things where there's more fish in this pool, so everybody's probably going to try to go for that. So I might want to stay away from that one, but who knows? Maybe my enemy is thinking the same thing, so they're going to skip out on it. So that pool of 5 fish may still be open, allowing me to grab it. But this is just another fun way to get some daily rewards on it. You see that little red icon next to any one of these things, you're going to want to click on it and see what good stuff you can get. There is only so many rewards you can get, but at least make sure you're stopping back every day. You can see there's a lot of stuff for free to play and also spenders, and there's still a lot of stuff for late game. Something like baking with cat fruitwood will give you cat buns with different flavor effects. And in the cat team, you can strategically equip up to 4 of these to give you even more bonuses to defeat enemies. Something I have my eye on is going to be the mounts, and the fact that you get some huge stats number 1, but also these things look pretty cool and you can change the paint on them. I got my eye on this husky here because I'm a big dog lover, but we can also upgrade these and even star them up to make ourselves even stronger. And these things aren't just cosmetic, they have their own skill of their own, making them even more powerful. The melomon is another thing I'm looking forward to getting to. This is kind of what they look like right here. Something I still gotta grind, figure out exactly what they do, but this looks like it's gonna be one more thing that I gotta get my hands on. I almost forgot, I did say I was gonna give you some codes to get you a head start on thing. So Muffin 555 is going to be the first one. This will give you diamonds, raw material, and gold. Muffin Creator will be the next one, which will give you pet food, star experience, and gold. And the last one, Super Muffin, which I'm not gonna show you here because it looks so cool, we'll let you see it on your own. Now, like I said, I'm going to have links in the pinned comment and the description. This game is available on iOS, Android, and it can be used on an emulator if you are a PC user. They do recommend Moo as the emulator, seems to work pretty solid for it, but I'll actually have my player ID in the description too, so if you guys want to friend up with me, grind this game, we could do it together. So give the game a download, send me a friend request, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.